Hi everybody, it's Kit from the Tualatin Public Library, and I am in search of leaves for today's project. Let's go find some. Yep, I don't see any here. Well, these are leaves, but they're not very inspiring. Well, it looks like I'm a little late for leaf crafts. What should I do? Oh, I know. Let's make leaves using pastels and glue on paper. I bet that will be really beautiful. Let's get started. All right, you don't need a whole lot to do this project. You just need a piece of paper, preferably black in this case, and you need to be a little on the rougher texture, like construction paper works great for this. As you can see, I had another piece, but it was a little too shiny. We needed something with just a little more of a rougher texture for the pastels. Then, because I don't draw very well freehand, I have a stencil, and I used a pencil there to draw on my shape, but you can use just a pencil to draw on the shape if you want to. And then we'll do glue, and glue is going to provide our outline for our project. And then we do a set of pastels. Now, pastels come in various types. The ones that I've gotten here are kind of on the fancier end. They were actually $25 a set, and they're hard pastels because they're basically chalk that's suspended in some sort of thing like a rubber or a polymer of some sort, and you can see it's hard. So these are considered hard pastels because they're less crumbly. But you can get the softer pastels, and you can get those for about $5 a set, so you don't have to use the fancy ones that I'm using here. All right, first step is just simply to draw on whatever pattern you want. This is not necessarily a step you have to take if you are a good freehander. As I said, I am not. You could just draw the pattern straight on with glue. What we're doing right now is we're just creating the outlines of our project. That's what the glue is going to do for us because it is a smoother surface. And since the pastels are basically a chalk, we all know if you've gone outside and worked with chalk that you work better on the rougher surfaces. Otherwise, it just kind of slides off. It has nothing to catch onto. Now, once you've drawn your pattern, you can see you just start in with the glue. And make sure your lines are fairly thick. It'll make it for a more dramatic look when you're finished with all of this. And no big deal if you have a little thinner line, just go back and fill it back in. Don't get too thick because keep in mind that these will kind of pull a little bit because you're going to have to wait until they dry. And I have a couple of spots later on you'll see where I got a little enthusiastic, particularly right there where I just did, and it kind of just pulled together. You'll notice in a little bit that my coworker decides to come in and take a peek at my job. Yes, there he is. He's very good at product control there. All right, and just to show you, see if you look at the pastels, if we go across the dried glue line, it will smear on the paper, but not on the glue. And this is what we're trying to do to get our effect. And it makes a really pretty contrast. All right, once your glue is dried, it took mine about 24 hours, you just fill in with the colors you want to do. Now, pastels blend, so you don't have to be super exact because we're going to take our fingers and blend the colors together to make a really pretty kind of variant from dark to light here on this leaf. If you get some on the glue, not a big deal. When you're smearing it, you'll notice that it'll come right off, and that will make still have a really nice outline that you can see through the paper. This is great on black paper or on darker paper. If you want to decide to do a lighter paper, you could always mix a little bit of black paint into your glue, and that will create a dark line on white paper. As you can see, it makes a really pretty variegated coloring as you get them all smeared in there. And then we just do a very rough color in on the outside of the paper. The lovely thing about pastels is they blend so beautifully and so easily. And this is great for kids. It is messy. I do have very orange fingers right now. and I'm about to have very blue fingers, but the end result is just really beautiful. As you could see here, and it took me, maybe 10-15 minutes just to do the coloring. The longest part of this, of course, is the 24-hour dry period. But as we smooth through here, and you can see you're still getting those really pretty outlines from the black through the glue. When you get done, this is what you see. And here's one that I did the opposite, where it's white paper and I mixed black in with the glue. Pretty cool, huh? Well, that was a lot of fun. Although, I still do kind of miss the leaves on the tree. But still, we always have art to turn to, right? This is Kit from the Tualatin Public Library, and I'm wishing you a great rainy day.